Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everyone who is here. I do not take your presence here for granted. On this tutorial I want to show you how I decorated this beautiful buttercream cake using buttercream. Alright, this is not shortening base, this is butter and icing sugar. Right, I have the recipe on the channel. So what I have in the bowl is buttercream, and I used a skewer to add very tiny peach color to it. So this is what I'm just mixing, and you would want to mix your buttercream very well to get rid of the air bubbles in it, so that when you apply it on your cake it will be very smooth. So at this point I had already mixed everything together. Like I said, it's just a tiny amount of peach to your buttercream. Remember, buttercream, it's yellow, right? When you make your buttercream, because of the butter, it makes it yellow. So um just a tiny peach will do the job, right? So like you always know, the cake was already crumb coated. It's a 4-layered cake. We had already crumb coated it, and here I'm just using a spatula to generously apply the buttercream on the cake. You can see the process. I'm not in a hurry at all, and I did not in any way fast forward this video because I want you to get all the details in it. So generously just apply it just like so. So this is a shout out to everyone who has been with us. I am grateful. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your shares, your support. It means a whole lot. Imagine I post a video, there's no comment or likes or whatsoever. That would be so depressing, but you guys are just the real MVP. Thank you so much for your presence here. I do not take it for granted. To people who send me WhatsApp messages and DMs on Instagram and Facebook, telling me you're coming from my channel on Facebook, it means a lot to me. Honestly, I do not take it for granted. Thank you for the testimonies and for the acknowledgement. When you try most of my recipes, you come to tell me, oh, it was really nice and all that. I do not take it for granted. Thank you. So after you've applied your buttercream generously, just take your cake comb, any cake comb of your choice. So this was what I wanted to use for this particular design, so that's why I just used this one. But if you don't have this particular one, you can use any available comb, and then just put your comb on your cake and then start smoothing it just like so. It's as easy as that. You can see I did not fast forward this video because even a beginner can decorate a buttercream cake after watching this video. That's why I did not fast forward it. And here you see that there were little patches I needed to cover. So usually after smoothing it, you would notice some areas that requires you to fill up and all that. So just do it like so. But if you're lucky enough to smoothen it and there are no patches on your cake, that means you are really very lucky. So just leave it like that. But if there are patches, there are areas where you need to apply little more buttercream, just go right ahead and apply it on it, and your cake will be as smooth, as wonderful as you see in this picture already. So like you always know, in this channel or on this channel, if you have questions in your baking or when you try any of my methods, if you have questions, kindly ask in the comment section. I am always available to reviewing all the comments there, and I respond to questions. So please, if you're finding some things difficult and you want to share, you want to ask questions, please go right ahead. I am always available to respond to such comments on the channel. Thank you so much. And like I always say, please kindly rate this cake on a scale of 1 to 10. Tell us how much you like it. What would you have done separately if you were the baker, if you were busy bee, what would you have done separately? Do you entirely like the design, or you would have altered some things? So kindly let us know in the comments. Thank you so much. So you can see that I want the edge to be, the top to be very smooth, and I want the edges to be sharp. So you see what I did with the spatula. I just applied it on the body and I started smoothing it. Then again I started combing again, just because I want the edges to be very sharp, right? So if you are making your own cake using this tutorial as a guide, just watch it over and over and over again. You can even save it so that you can always refer to it later whenever you need the video. Alright, so like I said, I did not fast forward any part of this video, so I'm taking it step by step. If you follow it from the beginning, you would notice. So here you notice the 360 I'm doing. The 360 is to avoid the gaps in it. You can see that it's smooth all the way around if you do a 360. I usually do a 360 at the end of the video, like at the end of the combing. That's when I do a 360, so that you would have a really smooth cake all the way around. Then after that, you can decide to leave the edges like that, or you comb it, you scrape it off. So I needed to scrape it off, so this was what I did. So after each layer, after each smoothing, or how do I even put that in English, after smoothing each, or removing the excess from the top from each, always ensure you use a paper towel to clean your spatula, so that will give you the sharpness on the edge. Don't use a rough or a spatula while trying to get your sharp edges. Also always ensure that for each swipe you clean off and then you go again, so that is what will give you the sharpness on the edges. And you can see how I'm using the spatula to remove excess from the board. Just want to be careful with that. I'm doing that so that your job will be very neat. If you know me very well, you know that I love neat jobs. If they are not neat, I may not even post them. So I take my time to ensure that they are neatly done and they are beautiful. So you can see here that all the way around you have a very smooth cake. And if you follow the same procedure, if you're doing yours, you would have the exact same results. So this is just a bead. This bead is not edible. It's usually sold in the cake shop, because sometimes I see when I post some videos, people ask me, where did you get this? How did you get it? And all that. So this bead is not an edible bead at all. They're usually sold in cake shops. That was where I got mine from. I bought a roll when we went for one exhibition one time. I bought an entire roll, and since then I've been using it. Right. So when you want to use a birthday topper like this, always ensure to remove the film from the front, so that your topper can be shiny. So here I was trying to see the sharpest part, the smoothest part, so that we use that as my front. And then I chose this place. So after decorating your cake, usually you want to check for the nicest part of it. So that is where you will use as front of your cake. Alright, so it's as easy as that. You see these red flowers, after putting them, I noticed that they did not really match, or I was not just feeling it at all. Because this particular client came from the UK to Nigeria for something, and then the husband, who is in the UK, contacted me via Facebook and said that he would need a cake for his wife. Even though I knew them back then when they were in Nigeria before they traveled. The wife is a nurse who works in the same establishment where I work. So when the man called me, he did not give me a sample. He just said I should do a nice cake for the wife. And then I came up with this design. So I noticed that the red I was not feeling the red, so I needed to change it, and I had to use this peach flower. I don't even know what this particular flower is called, but it's very beautiful. And then there's this effect it gives your cake when you use them. So I decided to use about 4 for it, and I think it turned out really, really, really nice. You may want to try it. Flower arrangement is something that most times you don't even do once. Most times when you do it once, you may not like it. You should remove it and do it again and again, just like that. But I'm glad that this one turned out well. So please, on a scale of 1 to 10, let us know in the comments how you like this cake. Just rate it. What would you have done differently from what I did? What would you have added, or what would you have removed? If you like it 100%, can you let me know in the comment section? Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your presence here. I do not take it for granted. I will see you in my very next video. Thank you. Bye.